Okay, hello, Miss Danti, and welcome to our group presentation for week 5 of our independent study. Today, we're going to deep dive into a topic that affects every household in Indonesia, the economic analysis of rice production costs and market dynamics. My name is Syahrafi Faiz Gunawan, and I'm here with my teammates.
My name is Wallace Fernando.
Hello, Miss. My name is Atar, Raden Akhtar.
My name is Aaron Wijaya.
My name is Ostik Joribowo.
As international marketing students at Prasetya Mulia, we wanted to look beyond just the price tag on the shelf. We wanted to understand why behind the current prices in 2026, the role of government intervention and how different retail models. Okay, next. Uh, Today, we will discuss about we have divided our presentation into 5K section. First, we will break down the supply chain by distinguishing between GABA and beras. Second, we'll analyze the cost drivers, the specific reason why production costs have been climbing this year. Third, we will examine the institutional role of Bapanas and its impact on economic welfare. Fourth, we will present our field observation results where we compare the pricing and the product format of Indomaret versus a traditional Warung Madura. Finally, we will tie everything together using the cost of production theory to provide a solid academic conclusion to our finding. Let's start by looking at the transformation of the product itself. Next wall.
Okay. The next one is we're gonna talk about understanding the commodity. Okay. In agricultural value chain, the product undergoes a significant transformation. The first one is gabah, the raw material harvested from field. It is protected by an outer husk and primary revenue source for farmers, but requires processing to be edible. Okay, we're gonna move into beras. The process and product ready for consumption. The husk has been removed via milling, and this is the commodity we see on retail shelves. Next.
The next one is why are production costs rising? So in 2026, production costs are higher to several reasons. First, fertilizers and seeds are more expensive. Second, there are fewer farm workers because many people move to cities and wages are higher. Third, irrigation and land rent cost more. Finally, unpredictable weather reduce crop production, so farmers produce less but still spend a lot of money. Because of these factors, overall production costs keep increasing. Next.
Bapanas and economic welfare. On the left, we look at the institutional action. You can think of Bapanas as the referee of the rice market. They play a balancing act using two main levers. First is price regulations. They set a floor a floor price to protect the farmers so they don't sell at a loss, and simultaneously set a ceiling price to protect us, the consumers, from price gouging. Second is stock buffering. They manage the government rice reserve. When supply drops and price spike, they release this reserve to flood the market and stabilize costs. Now, moving to the right, how does this affect the real world economic welfare? It comes down to consumer surplus. Even though market prices are high, Bapanas intervenes specifically through the SPHP program. the government subsidized rice you see in stores. This acts as a safety net, ensuring that the lower income households can still afford this stable good. Ultimately, this ensures social stability by preventing drastic price spikes. Bapanas isn't just managing food; they are managing national inflation and preventing food insecurity. But does this policy actually work at the street level? Let's look at our field findings in the next slide.
Over here in this slide, we present our field observation between modern versus general trading. Um, at Indomaret, rice is sold in a 5 kilogram branded package priced at 74,500 rupiah per 5 kilogram bag. This translates to approximately 14,900 per single kilogram. The product is sealed, standardized, and branded, which provides quality assurance and consistency. Meanwhile, at the Warung Madura, rice is sold out in bulk form or eceran at around 11,000 rupiah to 13,000 rupiah per liter. After conversion, since 1 liter is approximately 0.8 kilograms, the standardized price ranges between 30,750 rupiah to 16,250 rupiah per kilogram. What is interesting is that per kilogram price gap is actually not very large. In some cases, bulk rice at the Warung can be more expensive per kilogram. However, the key difference is not per price per kilogram, but purchase flexibility. Inumada requires consumers to buy a minimum of 5 kilograms, meanwhile, the Warung allows consumers to buy exactly 1 liter or even less. This flexibility makes traditional retail more accessible, especially for lower income households that rely on daily cash flows. Next. In this slide, we'll, first, there's something we call packaging arbitrage. Indomaret offers standardized branding, quality control, and sealed packaging. These elements create perceived value and trust. However, Warung Madura offers something different: affordability through fractionality. Even if the per kilogram price is similar or slightly higher, consumers typically prefer warungs because they can buy more according to their immediate needs. For many households, the ability to spend 12,000 rupiah today is more realistic than spending 74,500 rupiah at once. Second, this observation proves that inflation is happening upstream. The fact that unbranded rice in a small kiosk has reached 13,000 rupiah per liter indicates that the price increases are not driven solely by marketing or branding costs. Instead, inflation originates from the rising production costs, such as fertilizer, labor, and climate-related yield reduction. In other words, even the most traditional and informal retail channels cannot escape the impact of cost-push inflation. This reinforces our argument that rising production costs are affecting the entire supply chain, from farmers to modern supermarket to small neighborhood warungs.
All right. For the next slide, I'm gonna explain about relevance of the cost production theory. According to the theory, the value of a product depends on the total cost of resources used to produce it. When variable costs like fertilizer, labor, and transportation increase, the average cost of each kilogram of rice also rises. To keep earning profit, producers reduce supply or raise prices, causing the supply curve to shift left. As a result, even unbranded rice sold eceran in small shops becomes more expensive. In short, the price we pay reflects the real cost of moving rice from the farmer to the warung.
Okay, we're gonna start move to conclusion. For the integrated market, the price gap between Indomaret and local warungs is shrinking because the underlying cost of production is rising for everyone. Next is for strategic role. The Bapamas is essential for balancing the economic welfare between the producers and the consumers. And then for market insight, for international marketing students, this case shows that accessibility is often more important than branding in the Indonesian grassroots economy.
Okay, I think that's all. Thank you, Miss.